Hello, welcome back. My name is Sarah and this is my channel, Novel Serendipity. Today I have something super special for you, at least like my mind. This is my second original tag. My first original tag was the legendary Pokemon book tag. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link it up top and down below for you because it's my first original tag. And as a content creator, should I say this? I'm more excited for this tag. This is my new original tag and I put a lot of work into this. Like a lot of work. It's interactive and it gives you the 90s feel, and I'm all about it. For any Pokemon lover out there, you'll appreciate this tag. I would also like to give a special thank you and shout out to Jade from Jaded Reader. She helped me with this tag and my past tag. She's great. She's also another like Pokemon lover, and yeah, honestly, I probably couldn't have done this without her. She's one of my biggest supporters and I love her to death. With nothing else left to say, let's get into it. I am going to show you my screen and so you can kind of see how this is interactive. Okay, and so for the sake of showing you guys, this link will be down below in the description box so you can choose your own starter Pokemon. So this is just kind of what we're going to do. We're going to pick a starter Pokemon and you're going to get those specific questions for your tag. So what you're going to do first is you're going to click the link down in the description box and it's going to look like this. So this was made in Google Slides and I just want to give a couple pointers so you don't get confused or it like kind of works the best for you. The longest I could have it so the slides didn't change was 1 minute. So if you're on a certain slide for more than 1 minute, the screens will change, and just so you're forewarned. Also, when you choose your starter Pokemon, make sure that you click the actual element of the Pokemon. If it's outside, I did try to fix most of it, but sometimes if you like click outside of the Pokeballs or the element like itself on the Pokeball, it will just go to the next slide, which I think is water. And so here we go. I am choosing Bulbasaur and it takes me to his page. Remember, if you're here for more than 1 minute, it will go to the next slide depending on which one you're at, and you can just use the arrows down below. I am so sorry. I wish Google Slides didn't make you pick a time, and I wish the longest time wasn't 1 minute, but it's the best I could do. Later down the road, I might try to come up with something a little bit different, but for now, this is the best I have. So these are the questions for Bulbasaur, and I'm going to switch back to my human self, and we are just going to go through this tag like it's a regular tag. And yes, this is the interactive part, and I really hope you enjoyed. It was really fun to make. Okay, so prompt number 1 is I choose you, and this is actually the same prompt for whichever starter Pokemon you use, and I wanted that one to be consistent. So this one is name a favorite book or book series. If you've been part of my channel for any amount of time, you already know what this is, but I will speak about it as if you're brand new. My favorite book and book series is Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, and this follows a young woman who is in high school. She is deathly ill of like everything. They're called allergies, but they're probably a little bit more than that. They make her ill. She's not expected to live very long, and then one day she's transported into another world. I really enjoy the character development, the world building, and the all-around plot is actually really intriguing. The magic system is something I haven't really seen done before in a YA, and it's just, I feel like it's just super unique all around, and so that's probably why this is probably my all-time favorite book. So if you haven't read it yet, please do let me know how it is. I will talk about this book all day, every day with anyone who wants to. Next is Grass-type Pokemon. Name a character with a good redemption arc or a character that grows with the story. So this one I've also talked quite a bit about on my channel. In this one, I'm going to go with Storm Siren by Mary Weber. I 100% love Nim's character development throughout this series. She is 17 years old and she's a slave, and so she is bought and sold multiple times, and each time that she is bought, they actually mark her or brand her, and so they have these rings on their arms when they're slaves, so the buyers know how many times each slave has been bought and how many owners that they've had. But what really makes this book really unique is the fact that she's an elemental, and so she can control the weather. She has never had anyone to teach her how. As a girl, she's not even supposed to have these powers. In the history, it's always been a man, and so she's never had a hold on her powers. Also in this world, everyone with these powers was killed off, and so she believes herself to be the last one left. So this book follows her 15th cell. This is her 15th owner, and you go from her being, I mean, let's just say it, she's depressed and she is carving into herself, and she doesn't have a handle on herself, her powers, her being, her soul, and I love the way that her character develops throughout this story. Next is Bulbasaur bears a seed on its back from birth, and this is to show or talk about a book with a cover with a nature theme on the cover. For this one, I am going with Flame in the Mist and Smoke in the Sun. I'm sorry, why do they do this? Why do they do this to us? Why is this necessary? Why can't you just make this book the same size as this book? Ridiculous. It's also in like large print, which like I don't mind. Like I wouldn't mind if it was this size if this one was also this size, but this has been impossible to find, and you can also ask Jade from Jaded Reader how much fun she's been having trying to find copies that match. It's impossible. But back to the tag. But if we were to talk about its nature feel, these covers are absolutely gorgeous. I haven't read Smoke in the Sun, but I have read Flame in the Mist by Renee Adia, and I loved it. I really did. There was only one aspect of the book that I really disliked, and it's the fact that on the back, it talks about Mariko's, the main character's, gifts and skills as an accomplished alchemist. They don't mention alchemy in this book once, and it's one of the main features of why I picked it up and bought it, besides that it has like a Japanese background, and that's really great. I love anything Japanese, but they don't talk about alchemy even once. And I did talk to someone that has read Smoke in the Sun, and they said alchemy doesn't show up in this either, so I'm not sure if that's something that was originally in this book, but yeah. So Flame in the Mist follows Mariko, who's on her way to her betrothed, and her convoy is attacked, and she's the only one that escapes, and so she disguises herself as a boy, and she infiltrates the clan that was basically seeking to destroy her, and I really do adore this story. Next is Bulbasaur is extremely calm. Name a character that remains level-headed even during stressful times. This one is a new read for me. I just finished the entire trilogy, but I'm gonna have to say Brimstone from Daughter of Smoke and Bone. He stays completely level-headed the entire time. The entire time. Like, you know, in the midst of war, he stays level-headed. During basically the execution of probably the one person he loves most, he stays completely level-headed. During other parts of the book that I would love to tell you about, but it would be huge spoilers, he stays completely level-headed. He is one of the most level-headed characters I've ever read about when he's just working what he does for a living, which I feel like is kind of a spoiler. I don't know. What he does for basically his living and for the revolution, he stays completely level-headed the entire time. He's quiet and level-headed, and no one can tell me otherwise. This is Havoc. For any of my new subscribers, here he is. Right. Next is, Bulbasaurs are very difficult to catch in the wild. Name a character that is on the run. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Sonia from the Burning Glass trilogy by Catherine Purdy. Basically, her childhood is her on the run. She is captured and she is shipped off to this convent where all other aura seers that can feel other emotions, basically they can't be free. Basically, they're slaves. They're owned by the regime. Do I have like this thing with slaves that I just love reading about them like breaking their confines and just becoming free? I really do enjoy it, not gonna lie. But yes, Sonia is an aura seer. She can feel aura. She is sent to this convent after being on the run for 17 plus years, and when the king's aura seer dies, she, after some very sad circumstances, becomes the next oldest in the convent, and she's shipped off to be the king's new aura seer, and it follows her story then, and it's just, this is one of the best trilogies I've ever read, and it's definitely on my top 5. And last but not least, Ash's Bulbasaur becomes the ambassador between argumentative types of Pokemon. And this is to name a character. How long has he been back there cleaning himself? What are you doing? Anyways, if he's been back there being just gross, I'm so sorry. And this is to name a character that takes charge. And I'm going to go with Nicholas from the Relentless series, another series I haven't talked as quite about, but still I have talked about it quite a bit. And this series is by Karen Lynch. And this series follows Sarah Gray when basically her world is turned upside down when her father is killed by a vampire, and she then makes it her mission to go out and find this said vampire that killed her father. And in this quest of doing so, she runs across basically the dark part of the world she was looking for, like the underworld, like the dark, magical, scary kind of world. She runs into Nicholas, and I love Sarah and Nicholas so much. They are probably one of my favorite romances in any YA book. I really do enjoy them. But Nicholas is a take charge kind of person. He is strong, he is smart, he's a very well-rounded guy and character, and I think his character development was just fantastic in this entire series, but he is definitely the take charge kind of person. And this sums up my newest book tag. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, so excited but so nervous. But again, thank you so much for watching. I tag everyone. I will tag the same people I tagged in my legendary Pokemon book tag because those were the people that a few months ago I posted on Twitter. If you're a booktuber and you love Pokemon, please comment on this post, and that is the list I got. If you're not on that list, if I have met you since then, please just do the tag. I am so proud of this. And again, thank you to Jade from Jaded Reader for helping me out, and gosh, I adore you. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of either the tag or the books or me, and I hope to see you guys next time. All the love. Bye.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my